It is the first case of yellow fever to be reported in Kenya in 15 years. The patient, a 31-year-old male, is reported to have travelled back 4 days ago from Angola, a country currently plagued by a yellow fever outbreak. The patient, whose identity the Ministry of Health has not divulged, initially sought treatment at a health facility in Isili, complaining of fever, joint pains and bleeding, all symptoms of yellow fever. He would later be transferred to Kenyatta National Hospital, where he developed symptoms characteristic of the last stage of yellow fever, including kidney failure. Tests conducted at Kemri would later test positive for the disease. Now, according to the WHO, yellow fever is transmitted by the Aedes mosquito, the same one that transmits the Zika virus. The fever is classified in the same category as Ebola, Rift Valley fever, dengue and Marburg viruses, diseases that damage the blood vessels and affect multiple body organs. The virus takes 3 to 6 days to incubate and can be transmitted from human to human through bodily fluids. Now, symptoms of yellow fever will vary depending on the different phases. In phase 1, the patient will experience muscle pains, chills, severe headaches, nausea and fatigue. Some patients will improve after this first phase, but 15% of cases progress to a more severe second phase. Now, during this stage, the patient will experience high fever, jaundice, bleeding, and eventually the body will go into shock and failure of multiple organs, including the heart, liver, and kidney.
Countries that are endemic are South America and West Africa. Yeah, so if you're traveling there or you're receiving a guest from there, it would be possible or in your interest to be on high alert.
Luckily, the disease, unlike most hemorrhagic fevers, has a vaccine. WHO says it is a single most important measure for preventing yellow fever, providing effective immunity against the disease within 10 days for 80 to 100% of people and 99% immunity within 30 days. A single dose of the yellow fever vaccine is sufficient to give sustained immunity and lifelong protection against the disease.
The key thing in surveillance and control in ports is where you want to avoid an urban outbreak, because it will be very difficult to contain it, in the sense that in urban centers we're quite mobile.
Health officials at entry points are now under instruction to be on the lookout for travelers presenting with yellow fever symptoms and ensure that anyone traveling from countries prone to the disease have a valid yellow fever certificate. Esther Kahumbi Makori, Citizen Business Center.